a fabulous fabric from the land of the Five Rivers.
He's gone! 10-5 touchdown! Raiders!
2 years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
Man, we live, man. Post-game edition with my guy Rundown in the building, man.
Man, what's going on? What's going on, man? You already know. Appreciate everybody in the building, man. Appreciate my guy Pharaoh, of course, man. It's gonna be a spicy night, of course.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy because obviously we would rather talk to you after a win, but you know, hey, it's a loss. We got to talk about it. There's a lot to get into, a lot of things that we got to talk about. We're going to have a good conversation. We appreciate everybody pulling up. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are going live on both of our channels. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed to my guy Rundown, definitely head over and subscribe. And me as well. If you guys, it's your first time joining us or joining me as well, definitely subscribe, man. We got a lot to talk about. Rundown, man.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, man, let's get to the chat, man. Appreciate Rick Rock in the building pulling up. He says salute to brother Pharaoh Raider and salute to Silver and Black Raider Nation, man. Yeah, hey, man, Rundown's in the building too. Yep, there you go, man. Huey P in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Man, we got a lot to talk in this game. Yeah, man, this game was pure pain. Yeah, definitely, bro.
100%.
Yes.
100%. What's going on, Dre?
Sun Goddess, appreciate you coming by.
What's going on, Sun Goddess?
In the building says shuffle the O-line, play all the rookie season is over. Done Scatabo, the other rookie running back, looking better than Jeanty. I don't know why we don't use screen, throw out the flats, have a fullback. We can run. We can't run for shit, basically. Yeah, man. Hey, look, we'll get into it, man. I think there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to unpack. I know people are questioning certain players, but I feel like there's a commonality to every one of these players, and we'll get into that conversation. My guy Machiavelli in the building, Machiavelli 24.
What's up, Mike?
If you haven't subscribed, definitely head over to Machiavelli, man. A highlight tape king, man. He knows how to make the mixtapes. Obviously, you guys do a couple of shows out the week, or at least a show out the week, blunts and breakdowns.
For
so
sure.
I know you guys got plenty to break down this week after this loss, man. So definitely check that
Sadly.
out for sure.
Yeah, sadly.
Man, that's crazy. We got everybody pulling up today, man. We got TK in the building. He says O-line is trash. Just O-line is trash. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Yeah.
Yo lives to God's ears, man. Yo lives to God's ears, man.
P&W Mark, just want to remind you real quick, man. Hey, make sure to click in, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Definitely like the video.
Bro.
We are going live on both our channels, so you want to make sure you do the same for both. House Junkies in the building. Salute. He says, salute Raider Nation. Go Raiders, man. Hey, look, see, man, Raiders, man, we deserve better. We deserve better.
Man,
look at, I'm reading through these comments. There's a lot of positivity in here, man. Go Raiders, man. Raiders don't deserve the Raider Nation sometimes. I be feeling like that, man, because it's like year in, year out, but we'll get into that. I know we going to.
Man,
it's crazy, man.
It's nasty work, bro. It's very nasty work.
Definitely, man. So let's get into the game, man. You know, obviously, it was a road game on a short week, Monday Night Football last week. The Commanders had 10 days rest in between that Thursday Night Football game they played and up until this game, and it showed. It seemed like the coaching staff had a really good game plan. The players are ready to go from the first and opening kickoff, literally opening kickoff. Deebo Samuel's almost house called it all the way for almost for a touchdown. You know, he got it to like the 20, 30-yard line, but that's a terrible start for the Raiders. And it just seemed like to go downhill there after that. You know, I just felt like the Raiders lost the line of scrimmage at the end of the day. Like that's important.
Yep.
And if you can't win in the line of scrimmage on both sides, it's like you're headed for a long day. You're not going to win a lot of games. More of the same, and we'll get into all the specifics in the game, but I'll just go over like the summary. A lot of more of the same. Offensive line, terrible. Couldn't pass block consistently. Couldn't run block consistently. Jeanty, I thought Jeanty looked. He's looked better and better each game. I felt like he got more opportunities today. He had some good runs. You know, obviously, I wouldn't say it's a complete perfect, but it just felt like he just didn't get a lot of help with the offensive line. And on top of that, too, I'm just thinking about like even there was a blitz pickup that he had, and then hopefully you guys, when you guys get into breaking down the game film, you'll look at like Jeanty picking up like blitzes. There was one key one in like maybe in the second half he put up bigs, and I think that might have been the touchdown to Trey Tucker. He might have picked up that
might
blitz.
be. I just saw the play, so I can see it again. So maybe it was him.
Yeah, but I felt like Jeanty had a few explosive runs. He was able to make something out of nothing at times. But like I said, the offensive line was super inconsistent. Even in the pass game, protecting Geno. And it's not even all on the offensive line. Geno needs – hey, look, sometimes you got to know exactly what's going on with the offensive line. You can't hold the ball. And I felt like there were times where he was holding the ball, and that, you know, can obviously lead to turnovers. It didn't today, but – you know, if he continues to do that, he needs to understand like who's blocking for him. Get the ball out, and maybe it's not all on Geno. Maybe that's on Chip Kelly, because you got to call. Because I feel like our short passing game is non-existent, and that might be because of personnel. You know, you got Trey Tucker. He's more of a deeper route type of player. He did have that drag route for a touchdown, but you know, guys like Dante Thornton. You know, right now, his skill set right now, his route tree is super limited. He can only run deep routes. Every time he runs a short route, it's like super obvious. The corner's all up on him, and, you know, there's nowhere for Geno to throw. And then, you know, Myers is pretty much carrying the offensive, you know, I feel like he's carrying the offense right now outside of, you know, Bowers. Bowers doesn't look like 100%. And you could tell when – in the first quarter, I believe, where Geno tried to throw it to the end zone, and, you know, Bowers, he knows how to play the ball in the air. And I feel like his attempt, it looked like he wasn't 100%. Like he didn't get the same, you know, lift. Like it felt like maybe that's something to do with his knee. He's still coming back. I don't know. You might look into that. But I think the biggest storyline is the offensive line coming out of this game. And then I don't want to forget about the other side of the football too. Defense. They forgot a lot. They didn't show up today. Like they didn't show up. They weren't. That was the best part about the Raiders season has been the defense, because they've been kind of like keeping the Raiders in the game, but it didn't happen today. They couldn't stop the run. Like I said, at line of scrimmage, they lost that battle. Something that's concerning that's been happening all season, but we kind of been overlooking it a little bit, is they haven't been able to get to the quarterback consistently, and it showed. And yeah, man, the defense struggled. They gave a big time touchdown to, it looked like a big time touchdown until like they called it back. I think it was McLaurin. It was like, he stopped at like the 1 yard line, but man, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go, man. I know you got a lot to say, bro.
Nah, hey, you know, I gotta let you break it down for the people, man. And you 100% right. I mean, we'll start analytically. I mean, the running game, of course, is non-existent, bro. I mean, and I think it's the main problem and the main issue that it's so hard to get out of, or so hard to get ahead of, that I don't know how we're gonna fix it. And it's a 4-letter word, bro. It starts with S, bro. We're soft. I mean, we're just soft up front. There's no other way to put it, dog. We're soft up front. I see it every week. We get slapped around. You know what I mean? We get moved around by big, powerful D linemen. When it come time to really get down there and get physical, we can't do it. I mean, it's just simple and plain, dog. Like we're soft up front. We can't. I mean, there is nobody. There's probably like 1% in the nation fan base that if it was like a 3rd and 1 that actually believes we can run the ball on 3rd and 1. I mean, Pharaoh, what if it's 3rd and 1, bro? What do you believe? Do you think we can even run the ball?
I mean, it's what I don't like on 3rd and 1 that we like to do, or maybe it's because of blocking. Why are we in shotgun?
It doesn't matter, Pharaoh. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is.
I get it, but I think it says a lot that we're in shotgun in 3rd and 1. You know,
yeah, because you're trying to get this motherfucker going. You're trying to get him going, bro. Like we can't line up like that, dog, and just be like, all right, bro, we're gonna ground and pound. Like we don't have the hogs for it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and that's the problem. And I said this on Saturday, and I hope people pay more close attention. Yes, we were ranked 12th in pass blocking, right? Which is like, it's good. That is good, right? We were ranked 12th, and there was something we were ranked 6th in when it came to pass blocking. But when it come to run blocking, we're ranked damn near dead last, probably, right? Or like somewhere in the low 20s.
Yeah.
Everybody that's been around football, you know what time it is, bro. That worries me, because when it comes to the run game, that ain't nothing but will and want to. The run game is moving another grown man against his will, dog. That's just what it is. That's what football comes down to. I say it all the time. Football is a very simple game. You could put analytics here. You could put X, Y, and Z wherever you want to put it. But football is a simple game. It's all about moving another grown-ass man against his will. And right now, we don't have the guys to do that. We don't. We soft. You know what I'm saying? We soft up front. So until we fix that, this is going to continue. And the problem is, bro, how are you going to fix that? Where's the toughness coming from? That's the question. That will be my question mark.
I'll say this. It doesn't help when the offensive line coach is trying to be a genius out there and trying to make his combination of why are you trying to fix things that are not broke? Last year, JPJ at center looked solid. At guard, he kind of struggled compared to center. It was a big difference when he went to center. Meredith was
played right guard.
Yeah,
literally played right guard.
And Meredith, it wasn't too bad at right guard, but for whatever reason, they made a judgment call by saying, you know what, we think Meredith is too small to play guard, and we put him at center, and they're going to move JPJ to guard, who actually didn't play. He didn't play this game, and he was active. He was healthy. He was back, and they used, or we'll talk about it, but Alex Kappa got the start. So that was one of the biggest surprise to find that out during the game, was that Alex Kappa was actually starting again 2 straight games. Last game, JPJ obviously had a concussion, but JPJ was definitely healthy to play. And after the game, Pete Carroll just says, "Oh, it was a short week. We just want to continue. It's a short week. Monday Night Football.
Competition goes on, bro.
The competition goes on. It's like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, what kind of mind games are we playing? Like, who are you fooling, man? At the end of the day, JPJ is definitely more talented at this stage of his career than Alex Kappa. It doesn't make any sense to even have Kappa out there. A guy who right now he's on his last legs, last contract. He's on a 1-year deal with the Raiders. Last year he struggled. So far, since we've seen him play out there for the Raiders, he hasn't really shown too much. So it only benefits you to have a JPJ out there. So I don't understand.
Let's keep it real, bro. No, and I don't even mean to cut you off, but we got to keep it real too, bro. Like, this is because I know there's a crowd of them. This is where we get to saying on our shows, because I know you say this too. Not every move you have to put the silver and black pom-poms on and say the coaching staff knows what they're doing. How many coaching staffs and regimes have we had in the past 10 years alone? 5 even. And some of you have the audacity to tell other fans that we should just sit back and let them coach the team. For what? I swear to God, dog, me, Pharaoh, anybody who makes content, probably you who's watching this, could have drafted better, could have signed better free agents in the past 5 to 10 years than what has been done in this organization. So at the end of the day, bro, don't sit there anymore some of y'all, and say, well, just let the organization do what they do. Hell no. Since when? Bro, shit, I can Madden draft better, or I can Madden sign better than what we've done in the past 5 to 10 years. And some of y'all had the audacity to say that out y'all mouths. But when we was in training camp, right? If anybody sat there and said, hey man, what are we doing with the offensive line? It makes no sense. Some of you sat there and said, well, you just got to let Pete knows what he's doing. Pete been in the game for so long, and he's done this and he's done that. And that's probably same some of y'all now that's complaining about Brennan Carroll and complaining, why are we switching the offensive line? Because why? It don't look good. When somebody break it down to you, you don't want to hear it. Again, for some of y'all that never heard it, Meredith has never played center. We're not talking about, hey, he came from college, he used to play it then, and all the extra shit, and he's picking it back up. No, he's never played it in his football career. So we're asking a motherfucker who's never played a position in his life to do it at the highest level. We understand that, right? Like, we have to get what this means. It doesn't make sense. And we're switching over somebody else to a position where he was basically average. This is the thing, bro. Like, we're switching over a kind of above average guard, which that was Meredith, to just be an average center. And we're switching over a for sure above average center to just be a below average guard. Like, what sense does any of that shit make to you? Like, but we gotta champion it because it's Pete Carroll. Because it's the Raiders, and we know what we're doing. No, the fuck we don't. No, we don't.
Today people were making some points about Pete Carroll and his, offensive line has been an issue in his career, like hiring that position coach, or just offensive line. His teams that had offensive lines weren't really that great to begin with. Yep. So people were kind of bringing that up, and he's kind of brought that to the Raiders because he hired his son, and his son doesn't really have a lot of experience in the pros, and he brought him here to be an offensive line coach for the first time in his career, become an NFL offensive line coach as well as a running game coordinator. So, which usually the offensive line coach I think handles the running game. I think, So,
I mean, yeah, to a degree, but it's like you can. It's all traced back, bro. Like, it's traced back to him. It's traced back to, like, what are we doing as the offensive coordinator? I mean, you trace it to Chip as well, because at the same time, Brennan Carroll can't just be like, well, I'm just doing this shit. You know what I mean? And like, everybody's just like, okay, it has to be a conversation. So Chip, Pete, Brennan Carroll, all three is to blame. Philbin, if you want, he's sitting there up there stomping his feet and getting mad and shit. He's to blame too. All of them. They thought it's like, Pharaoh, how do they watch the same tape that we watch, the same games that we watch, and say like, oh, nah, bro, like, we got to switch this around? Like, what? It just makes no sense, bro.
Yeah, and then on top of that too, shout out to Machiavelli, man. He sent me something before the game where they were like, they had, Foresight, I think the backup tackle out there.
He sent me something about that too. He's apparently Glaze got hurt, and he had to leave or something like that.
Which, I was thinking the worst, but, obviously Glaze didn't have the greatest game, but, I don't think he is the worst guy out there, but it just goes back to good coaching staffs at least raise the floor, right? Like 100%. A good coach will raise the floor. So 100%. At least get to average. And that was the bet. I think that was their bet going into the season. I think that was my hope, that we can get that offensive line to at least play average. Then you could at least see some of the talent that a guy that like Jeanty would have. We see the talent that that we have and some of the weapons that we have, and it seems like we're trying to hit deeper throws, but we don't have time to hit those throws. So like, and what I don't like is we're not adjusting to the blocking that we're actually getting. It. How many times have we seen Geno back there just hold the ball? I'm like, why are you trying to throw it down the field? I mean, and I'm all for explosive plays, but at the same time, when do you recognize, I don't know, from the coaching staff perspective or even Geno, like, hey, just dump it off, man. Like, live to fight another play. Like, keep, and that's some of him too, bro. Like, I think sometimes he gets too greedy, but then it's like, I got to watch the film, because right now, today, my guy, hey, shout out to Trey Tucker, though, did his thing, right? Oh, man.
But then Other than that, it's like, who else is getting open? Why is he holding the ball like this? Because of course we can't see it in the TV view, right? So we don't know what's going on downfield. So I got to watch the film, see what's going on. But at the same time, it does worry me that he's just holding this motherfucker like it's nothing open. Are you not seeing anything, dog? Are we getting strapped up that bad for 2 straight weeks, mind you? Right? It wasn't just this week. This was last week too. And apparently, right, and this is coming from shout out Phil. He was in our spaces. He said that the Commanders played the exact same coverage the Chargers did. That worries me because now that means the fucking book is out. The book is out, dog. Like, if that's the case, every team is going to play that exact same coverage, and we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle because now apparently either we can't separate or Geno can't read it. And it's muddy. And now, like, every team is going to feel like a dogfight because now we can't consistently throw the ball. You bet your ass Chicago's going to do it. They're going to do that same little thing because they have the dudes to do it. And it's probably going to get ugly.
Well, I think what they should do too is they're not gonna. I don't know. There's too much. They're not. I don't know if they're gonna make any adjustments on the offensive line outside of maybe JPJ getting back to the starting lineup. I don't think JPJ is gonna go back to center at best. JPJ is gonna go back to guard possibly, and that's about it. But and maybe we might see some of the rookies that were inactive today. We might see them, but outside of that, I don't really see any adjustment there. Now, I will say, though, as far as wide receivers go, I think Jack Best should start taking a lot more snaps away from Thornton.
Dog, I say it every week. And people are, Severe don't like him. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know. But every time he plays and he's on the field, a play is made. That's all I know. You feel what I'm saying? Again, Pharaoh, you've been around the game long enough. Football simple. All I know is when I see a motherfucker consistently making plays on the field, I would like to see him more. That's it. Right. That's all I know.
Right. Yeah, and I just feel like he might give us a little bit more in the shorter to underneath routes.
There you go, bro.
And the way Trey Tucker's playing, he's kind of giving us a little bit more explosive. Because that's the thing about Trey Tucker. We weren't able to see that consistently. And to be fair, we didn't have the quarterback play, the offense. I get it. It wasn't there, so we weren't able to see that. So that's why I labeled this before the season. I said, the Raiders wide receiver core is one of the worst in the NFL because of the question marks that we had outside of Myers. But Tucker is looking like he's having a breakout season.
Love it.
But everybody else is a little bit like, I don't know. But I will say that Jack Besh, I want to see more Jack Besh. Put Jack Besh out there. If he's able to separate and get open underneath, use his physicality, use his savviness, because you drafted him in the second round and one of the things that he was drafted was that he could contribute right away. He's physical and he can contribute right away compared to like a Dante Thornton.
And it's like, look, I like Dante Thornton as a player and like the work he's putting in. And even, I've seen him outside of football too. I like him. But it's like at the same time, I am honest. And I have to be honest about what I see. Because at the end of the day, we trying to take this to heights. We can't just sit out here and lie. We said it from the spring when he was drafted. And we said it all the way here to now. His route tree is limited. He has a limit. Why do you think every time the ball is thrown, it's some weird ass fade route that has zero, like damn near less than 50% chance of success? You know what I'm saying? Like every single think about every single throw he's gotten up to this point. Like for real, bro. Like all of it has been fades. Or like some long ass throw that it really has no chance of success, or something short underneath that nobody's covering his ass on.
Yeah, like a drag route where no one's
You know what I
covering
mean?
him.
It's like, bro, he's not really. Where is the routes that he is winning on? Show them to me. They're not there. And all I know is right when other than fade routes and drags, Jack Besh has won on other routes. Jacoby Myers can win on other routes. Right now, we don't need 2 speedsters right now. If the other speedster can't separate, we only need one. With Trey Tucker is fine for right now. Let's work underneath.
And this is not, and hopefully people that's listening, this is not a knock on Thornton. I have no problem with Thornton. It's just like at this point in time, his skill set is more of running deep routes. So you probably gonna bring him in certain times in the game.
Yes,
Bring in Besh, because I feel like Besh probably has a bigger route tree. He probably is gonna help with those underneath routes. He's probably gonna help with this offensive line struggling to give Geno someone to throw to. And I like one of the plays that he had during where Geno was, rolling out and looking for someone. I like the fact that he came back to Geno and had that nice little sideline grab.
Nice feet, see that, man. Nice feet.
I think he played a little bit more snaps today compared to the first couple games.
He definitely did.
So I want to see the snap count and see how the coaching staff had it this game. So I got to look at that and obviously watch the game again. But definitely, I feel like Jack Best should be in there. And then we got to hope that that Bowers, and this is all because and I'm gonna say, I don't want to say I'm glad that this happened, but it makes it, when Bowers goes down, it puts a lot more emphasis on everybody else. And you've seen how you see how the offense is struggling to move the ball through the passing game outside of Myers. But Tucker, hey, I got to give him credit. Had a breakout game, and he's kind of flashed the first couple of seasons. But today, man, like, this is the best game of his career for sure. 8 catches, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. We got to give him credit. I thought, like I said earlier, not Geno, but Jeanty, he looked solid out there. He had a couple of explosive runs. I mean, what was your take on Jeanty? I know you got to watch the game again, but what was your take on Jeanty and what you've seen out of him?
Real quick, even before I get to that, I know, we were talking about Jacoby Myers and his money. See, this is one of the things that's probably going to hurt in the discussions, where it's like, all right, bro, Bowers ain't performing. Where is it going to come from? You know what I mean? And it's like, we need that. You know what I mean? So that's a discussion for a later date as far as a receiver, because that comes different.
CG, you but all right, you know why?
That's a discussion for a later date. But as far as Jeanty, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, at the beginning of the game, he was tiptoeing. He was tiptoeing at the beginning of the game, bro. Like, it was kind of pissing me off. Where he kind of had to, where I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, hit the hole, bro. Run. You're not Le'Veon Bell. You feel what I'm saying? You know this offensive line is booty, dog. We don't have time to sit there and pick and choose which hole we want to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that time. You gotta pick one, even if that bitch is wrong right now. Because probably, 60, 70, damn near 80% of the time at this point, it's wrong. Because they done failed. Somebody done missed their block. You feel what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You gotta pick a hole, dog. Like, this is like experience. This is coming from experience and just coming from watching hella football. Being a running back behind a bad offensive line, dog, you have minimal chances to actually do, like, for them to actually do what the hell they supposed to do. Feel what I'm saying? Like, say we have 6 runs. 4 of them bitches gonna be fucked up because somebody's missing a block. But on the 2, you know what I'm saying? You gotta hit that motherfucker, but you don't know which 2 it is. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to continuously hit the hole, because you don't know when they're going to actually do their job. Right now, bro, we don't have the luxury to pick and choose and do all that. So right now, he's got to get right into it. When he did get his rhythm, though, which we saw later into the game, that's when, you start seeing him making these jump cuts and all that. And then he had one run where, lo and behold, the shit opened up, and we finally got to see him into the second level. But he's in rhythm now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going now. So now it don't matter, like, if it's motherfuckers in the hole or the shit opens up. I'm in my rhythm where I can either make somebody miss, or if it opens up, even better. So he just got to start the game faster, bro. Like, to me, he just got to start the game faster. Just understand, like, I ain't got no time to just be picking and choosing. But when he does get into his rhythm, you 100% right, bro. Like, I'm not really worried about him. It's just the fact that we know, like, the shit around him is garbage.
Yeah. I want to bring something up about him too, because the other day, something went viral. Ryan Clark has some words, but before we get into that, King85 says, feel like Pete don't like JPJ. He didn't put him in the game. Said it was because it's a short week after the concussion, but he was in on special teams. Shout out for the super chat, man.
Like, they'll lie straight to us, King. Shout out to you, bro. But they'll lie straight to our faces. Like, we don't understand what's going on. It makes no sense.
what's going on? Like what could possibly?
It's got to be something, bro. It's got to be something.
Did he say something? Do something? Is his mentality? Like, is he not the type of player that they want on the roster?
But how would it be the mentality? Like, I don't, because he was doing the Max. He was with Max. All we talked about was how he worked in the offseason. That's all we talked about. I don't get it, dog. I don't get it.
I mean, we don't know what's going on in the locker room, but it's something. It's weird. It's a weird situation, and it's not a good start to Pete Carroll. It's not. Look. If you want to talk about like the all the negatives from so far since the Pete Carroll and Spytek era has begun, the Alex Kappa signing, I don't understand. And if you want to argue, since we're talking about Jeanty, let's go back to that Jeanty conversation real quick, man. Shout out King 85, appreciate the super chat.
We got another one too in the building, man. Appreciate it.
Oh,
$10 holla from ECG,
hey,
man. Appreciate it.
ECG, man. Appreciate the super chat. All love. Hey, hang it, man. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. The Jaguars, I think did they get the W? I seen Travis Hunter.
They won. I think. Yeah, they won. They won.
So I know you good today, man. Your team.
Yeah, they riding high.
Appreciate the super chat.
Riding high.
Now, but even this, and this is the thing with Jeanty. This is the thing with Jeanty, because we heard all the comments by Ryan Clark talking about he doesn't have the it factor and all this, and I'm like, nah, we all know what it is with ESPN and First Take. They're gonna have like hot takes. Not to say that what he said didn't make any sense because he was talking about the eye test, but my thing is that I think Jeanty's gonna be a good player. It's just this is the main issue with Jeanty, and this is the one. Shout out to Severe. The one thing when he was bringing up with Jeanty, and even before the draft, why I was against drafting Jeanty, not because he was a bad player, has nothing to do with him being a bad player. It's because we didn't have the pieces or offensive line in order to take advantage of his skill set. Offensive line was a big question mark.
It's like Pharaoh, bro. Like you said it, Severe said it. I know I said it. And it's like you cannot ignore the fact that you are drafting a position that is dependent on 5 other people. It is. And there's only one running back in the history of the game that it does not matter. And he played in Detroit. That's it.
And meanwhile, in the Jets who drafted Armand Mimbu, right tackle. He's a right tackle for the Jets who can play out. He's balling out with them, man. He's balling out, and the reason why we're bringing this up because obviously he was one of the available prospects that was available at number 6 in the first round. Now, looking at our offensive line, it would have been nice to have a Mimbu on the right side, maybe move Glaze inside, have a JP.
You know what I'm saying? Let him compete in there because he can play guard. He can. I would rather have tried that experiment. No cappery. Like, all right, if you wanted to try to experiment with DJ Glaze in the guard, okay, fine. You want to know why? Because you just drafted a fucking tackle top 10. So be it. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Like, it is what it is. I'd rather experiment that way. If that's the case, I'd rather have got a tackle too. Because if we got to sit here and air the bitch out to throw the ball, why not damn near protect the investment, which is Geno Smith? If that's the case, bro. Like, but at this point now, like, we go backwards. We run backwards.
Yeah. And then I think the other defense tackle, but he went before the Raiders, but he's also balling out. I think you sent that
Graham
over
balling.
as well. Mason Graham is balling out.
McMillan, I know, look at that, bro. Because the only reason.
But the thing is, Mason Graham wasn't available though.
We don't get that. This is true. Yeah, this is true.
He wasn't available, so I'm not gonna really knock the Raiders for not taking Mason Graham because he wasn't even on the board.
I'm not gonna knock this 100%, but I know there are some people that were saying we don't need something like this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh,
it's like, bro, this is what I only sent this to you, so now we can start highlighting to people because I want to start highlighting the fans more, bro, to understand how important trenches are, dog. How important these players that we let pass are. Like, we let actual players that really affect the game go by, bro. Like, it goes all the way back to Leatherwood when we took him instead of, I think, Christian Darrisaw. Look at Christian Darrisaw, dog. Look at this motherfucker. This man's all pro. And it's like we continuously, and the trenches that we do pick are the wrong goddamn ones. It's like shit. You get Leatherwood, you get Tyree Wilson, who, hey, don't forget now, he was supposed to have 8 sacks people sold us. Where is he? Who knows? Who knows, bro? I didn't forget. He was supposed to have 8 sacks. We got 7 more to go. 7 more to go, apparently. But I'm about to bring out the milk carton for him, Malcolm Kuntz, Adam Butler. Bro, is everybody except Max Crosby on the defensive line is getting the milk carton because nobody else. But other than that, it's just
even Max Crosby. Not to say that he's playing terrible. It's just that he can't cover up the weaknesses of that defensive line anymore.
There's nothing he can do, bro.
Because like right now he's not playing. He got to play like Superman every game, and it's like you said, there's nothing you can do. And it's been an issue all season. We can't get to the quarterback consistently. And we covered it up by, the linebackers playing well and stopping the run and, kind of playing that bend but don't break defense and not giving up big plays. But this game, it was none of that. It was just none of that. We lost in the trenches on both sides, offensive line, defensive line. Man, we made Mariota look unstoppable out there. Like it looked like he was going to take every run that he had like for a touchdown. I mean, shout out to Thomas Booker for that forced fumble in the beginning of the game, but it looked like he was about to score on that play.
Bro, we're just a bunch of effort. We're just a bunch of effort players right now on the defense.
And then the running and the fact that like our run defense was terrible, especially that.
Oh, that's how I knew we were cooked, bro. Like when I knew they were running the ball, and you saw it early too. It wasn't just that long ass run that he broke for 50 yards. Like it started early. In the first quarter, they were already breaking for like 4 or 5 yards per clip. And I'm like, all right, yeah. And I said, I think probably said it before the game, dog. If they're running the ball like that, oh yeah. Yeah, we're fucked up because now they get the play action going. They get to do all that nice Cliff Kingsbury misdirection, you know what I mean? And now it's like we can't catch up. We don't have the speed. So it's like today, bro. Today it really showed all of our deficiencies today. We are deficient in the trenches, both sides. I don't want to hear anything about and again, this is where it came from, production. Right over potential. I've always said that since I started my show, bro. The dreaded P word: production over potential. Some people wanted to give Malcolm Kuntz, Trey Hendrickson money.
Right.
Look at that, dog. Like we gotta stop that. What is the production? Fuck the potential. We've done that too much. I don't want to hear that shit no more. What has he done? What does he do? Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if he's not doing anything right now, or he did not do anything, and the last time we saw Malcolm Kuntz do shit was win 8 games in 2 years ago when AP was supposed to get the job. Until then, yes, it's unfair with the injury, but now this year, shit, I'm looking for him, bro. Where he at? I don't see it. So it's like we on the hunt for another edge apparently now. Now we got to get in hold. Now we got to get more D linemen to help with Max. And yeah, I feel bad for Max, but at the same time, he done signed a contract. I feel bad because he's stuck. His ass.
I don't feel bad. He's getting paid millions, man. I don't feel bad, man.
This is a fact. That's what I'm saying. Like he's stuck, bro. He's stuck.
I don't feel bad. But
you signed the contract.
Yeah. But I hear what you're saying, man. It's kind of he's kind of like trying his best to be that leader of that franchise, which he is. He's the face of the franchise. But, look, Pete Carroll, shout out to him. He's 74 years old. We look, when we hired him, I questioned it just because we just fired a coach after 1 year, and then we hired a 74-year-old coach who's going to be 75 next year. And how long is he going to coach? Is he going to retire after this season? After a tough season? Because he wants to win now. Because he's not going to wait till he's in his 80s to win. Like he wants to win now. So there's always a question there. But I gave him benefit of the doubt, obviously. But Chip Kelly going into the season, I thought was going to be the biggest X factor. I felt like, okay, Chip Kelly might have something cooking. The offense might be at least exciting and fun to watch this season. But if you can't block anybody, it's over. You can't do nothing, and you can't run the ball.
See, it's so hard to ask this question though, right? But I ask you this question, Pharaoh. Now, yes, like the offensive line, like that's all I want to see. But you could typically, hypothetically sign that in free agency, bro. We got like 140 mil to play with in the free agency when it comes to this next year. So you could typically sign that, maybe hypothetically. Quarterback position, right? If the year continues the way it goes, are we finally in that position to sit there and say, like, we got to stop fucking around at that position? Or do we just say, like, the line was so bad that we have to give Geno one more year? But this is the problem. If we're in that top 10 range again, right?
Yeah.
Do we squander another year to say, like, we're just going to let it go by? Because when they're going to sell us that shit again, we're not going to be in this position again. We got to, you know what I mean? Like, we got to take the tackle now and try to win now. How do you feel? If the season continues like this with Geno Smith, like, are you looking at quarterback? Or are you saying, like, we got to do something about that? Or how are you feeling?
Personally, I want the Raiders to do a full rebuild. That's what I want. With the last, like, I don't know, 10 years, we've been doing reload.
Correct.
Let's reload. Let's try to win. Let's try to figure out a win now, and try to now. Let's literally rebuild. Like, let's do it right. But the problem is that, you know, you got Mark Davis, who's in a new market in Las Vegas, who needs to win, who, you know, I mean, either way, he's good. He's making money, but the problem is that he doesn't have the patience. And, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, a guy Tom Brady's in the building. He's gonna try to figure something out and put together a winner. But in my mind, I felt like we should rebuild this thing. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to try to pay all these guys and and it sucks because that means we're not going to see great football. But what are we seeing now? What are we seeing now? Like, we seen Wilkins on a big time contract. Where is he at? We've seen all these guys come in. We got the Devontae Adams, and where is he at? We've seen all these big time moves. They don't really add anything. I feel like we need to build through the drafts. It's going to take time, but, you know, they're going to try to sell you a dream and try to maybe sign some guy, and then it just not going to work, man.
But it always starts like, I mean, but you know how it starts, Pharaoh. Like, it always starts with number one, the head coach, the synergy, right, getting the draft right. But even in our division, bro, that everybody has one. I don't like Bo Nix, but apparently, like, you know what I mean? They have a quarterback they're building around. They have cap space to build around. Chiefs, Chargers, they all have one. It just is what, and not only just our division, bro, the AFC alone, the conference alone, we're not in the fucking NFC where it's like Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, you know, Matt Stafford on his way out. It's different over there in the NFC. Over here, dog, if you don't have one of them ones, right, or somebody that's playing at that level, we're not doing shit. We're not. And it's just simple plain right now. If you look at all the teams in the AFC that are really doing what they do right now, I mean, even Daniel Jones went over there and he's balling out right now. And we don't know what that looks like, and we got to see how the season goes. But either way it goes, bro, like, to keep up, we got to get a quarterback that's balling, bro. Right now, he's not doing that, and that's disappointing.
Well, the thing is that if they really wanted to win, they should have put money into the trenches. They should have paid. And you know, to be fair, you know, the guy that I really wanted was the guard out of Kansas City, but they ended up franchising him, and then obviously I mentioned him, like, giving him an extension. But I think that's, if they really wanted to win now, then they would have to put money into the offensive line, and then maybe draft some guys. But, you know, we've seen how that's going with JPJ. You know, that could be a hit or a miss.
They're not coaching right at this point. I mean, even Caleb Rogers, bro, has been inactive for 2 out of the 3 weeks. So
right. Let's look at the inactives real quick, man. Were you surprised by some of the guys that went out there?
Yeah, surprised. And then this is the whole reason I sent it to you too, is because it's so perfect. all I've heard all day is just about everybody's draft classes making contributions. The Browns, the Jets, the Patriots, the Giants, even though they're probably getting their ass whooped, but even though they have rookies that are promising, right? Like, you look here, Raheem Mostert ain't took a snap, so whatever the fuck is going on with that. But the last four, bro, the last four guys that you get on here, you like, none of them have made any contributions, dog. None. Charles Grant. Well, I knew Charles Grant wasn't going to play this year, so I'm not tripping about him. But Caleb Rogers, though, what's going on, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal here? Is he not good? If that's the case, you got him to develop him. Obviously, now we know why he's not getting developed, because Brennan Carroll is the O-line coach. So 1 + 1 is equaling 2 there. So we understand that. But Pegues, Hemingway, right? Like, we know what type of D-line coach we got. And these motherfuckers are continuously inactive and not on the field. Tells me something. They're not that good right now, right? Like, and when did we draft them, Pharaoh? 6th and 7th round. But again, same people that was shaking ass, shaking pom-poms when we released Christian Wilkins, and we don't need him. We have Pegues. We got Hemingway. Here we are. There they are right there for you. Inactive, not playing. So it's like, you can get me if we would have drafted them in the 1st or 2nd round. Now at that point, it's like, all right, bet. You're right. We did just draft talent. Feel what I'm saying? We did. But it seems like the Raiders always do this, Pharaoh. We always try to skate by with late round fucking talent and see, we did something about it. No, we didn't, bro. If you really do, like you said, if you were really serious, you go in the first couple rounds and invest higher capital into these talented players. But we always try to skate by and find the next fucking Max Crosby in the 4th, 5th round. We always got to do it. But I just don't understand why we operate like this, bro.
The problem with the Raiders is expectations. That's the problem with the Raiders, is because they try to sell you like they're winning. They're trying to win, but they're not really making moves that are trying to win now. Maybe some of it, maybe you get a Geno, but Geno's a guy that they needed someone to be quarterback. So Geno's their guy to hold down the fort. But if you look at how they attack free agency, not super aggressive. They didn't spend a dime. To be fair, the free agency class was weak. There wasn't really a lot of like blue chip players available. Like you're probably going to have to overpay. You know, like look at Robert Spillane. He got paid, and from what I've so far in the season, he's not playing great. Nate Hobbs, I got to check on him, but the last I heard, he had a surgery right before the season. And that was the biggest question mark with his career.
Trayvon Merrick ain't played all that great as much as I've seen.
So I can't really knock the Raiders as far as not being aggressive in free agency. I get it. But the problem is the expectations. They try to sell you like they're trying to win now. This is, Pete Carroll's like, oh, we're trying to win now. You know what I mean? Like we're going after it. We're going to, and he's a coach. Obviously, he's going to try to have that attitude of, win. But the reality is that, like, you sell the team that you're trying to win now, but the moves, and this is why I said, like, I'm looking at this team right before the season. I'm like, bruh, like, Raiders are not gonna do anything with this team. Have you seen everybody in our division? Yeah. Have you seen the teams in our division, the moves that they made, and the AFC, and we don't have a lot of depth. We don't have a lot of talent compared to other teams.
No,
and that's
not even in our division, not even anywhere, bro. Like,
and that's the reality. The reality is the Raiders don't have a lot of talent enough to where you can project them to compete for a playoff spot. Straight up.
And this is what is scary, because if it is like a 5-12 season, Pete is older. Like, we don't have that much time to do shit. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what goes scary. It's like, are we going close to another person have to come in here and give their goddamn vision to what it is at this point?
Oh,
let the fans draft.
People were calling me negative. People were calling saying that I was negative. People were saying I was negative, and like, man, come on, man. Like, look, I was cautiously optimistic. I'm like, okay, if this happens, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up and say that, this team is gonna do this and that and third. Nah, I'm not gonna do all that. I seen it for what it is.
8 games. I had it 8 games.
And that was optimistic for me. That right there, that's optimistic for me and how I looked at it, because I gotta be real. Like, if there's way more question marks than there are like concrete, okay, the guys that are concrete for sure was the Brock Bowers, and he got hurt.
One,
he got hurt.
Max Crosby. Two. Other than that, that's it. Like,
that's it. Look, even Coons, because even Coons,
Colton Miller too. So that'll be three.
That's three. But then, like, even for example, let's say a guy like Kuntz, right? We like him. You brought up potential and all this type of third. But the fact is, he's coming back from an injury that takes 2 years to recover for a normal athlete.
Exactly.
Unless your name is Adrian Peterson and you rush for 2,000 yards, right? Less than a year from an ACL injury. But he's not. You know what I mean? And that's not a bad thing. It's just that the reality is that it's going to take time for him to get back to where he once was, and to get back into that rhythm of being that player, because he did show that he could play in the second half of the season, the 2022 season, I believe. And then
at this point, I'm all for like signing him for depth, but like if we're in the top 10 again and there's a chance to get another edge, I'm gonna do that. You feel like I'm definitely gonna do that, bro. Because as of right now, like, he ain't shown me enough for me to say I'm going to fully invest in this man to be a bookend defensive end for the Raiders. No, like, we got to get one. Tyree can go as well. Like, damn near everybody can get traded, bro, at this point. Like, everybody can get traded or released. That, to be honest, anybody that's been here from the McDaniels regime or even back to the Gruden regime probably needs to get traded or released. No cap.
Myers?
No cap. He's the few that can stay. He's the few that can probably stay. But it's like, even
that's
him,
selfish
dog,
right there. See, that's selfish. You're not trying to mess up your Sundays because you ain't trying to see the offense without Myers.
But it's like even him, dog. It's like, we know we got to upgrade. We know at some point we're going to have to get another one. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there is nobody in their correct mind that if you saw Jeremiah Smith on the board would say, we got Jacoby Myers. Nobody's going to say that. No, nobody in their correct mind would say that. Or one of these other talented ass receivers. So it's like, yeah, bro, we're gonna have to upgrade on that. But look at Parham, leftover. He's got to go. You know what I mean? Like, I like Adam Butler, but there's an honest conversation we're gonna have. He looked 30-something right now. So there's a conversation we're gonna have about that.
What's the first time where he was the guy at D tackle in his career? He's always been a rotational D tackle. He's always been a complimentary D tackle, but now he's that starting D tackle where they're depending on him to hold down the fort in the middle. And then obviously the guy next to him is either Thomas Booker, Jonah Lalu, or whoever.
And none of them have ever been that type of guy to do that in that role. And see, look, you know what this reminds me of? You a comic book fan, Pharaoh?
Talk to me.
So, like, you remember, like, it's one issue where Batman goes missing, and I think it's a movie too. But Batman goes missing, and Nightwing, aka Robin, he got to take over the mantle as Batman, right? He got to take over the mantle, so he gets to doing Batman shit. But all the villains, all the police are looking. They like, something's off. It's not right. You feel like it's Batman. He's there, but he not acting right. It don't feel right. Whatever. That's what this Adam Butler situation is. We got rid of Christian Wilkins, who was Batman, right? And Adam Butler's always been Robin. He's always been Nightwing. Even back to when they were in Miami. He's always been that. But now we're asking Adam Butler, to your point, to be Batman. We asking this man to do more than what he is ever been asked to do. And Thomas Booker, who has really never been a Robin before in his life, we asking him to do that as well. Yeah. So it's like, we asking dudes to play above and beyond the capabilities right now. And it's showing. It's showing.
Yeah. But it's just the reality of the situation. And I'm not surprised. And that, going back to what I was saying, it's all about expectations. My expectations were high going into the season. So that's why I'm like, I'm not really pissed off. The one thing that I will say that's concerning, because we just got done, for the most part, talking about the talent, and, the reality is that some of these guys are young, inexperienced. They need to get better. Some guys are not stepping up. Yada. But the one thing that I'll say is one of the biggest concerns is this offensive line coaching. Like, and we kind of touched on it earlier. It's like the adjustments that they're making, the guys that they're moving. We talked about it earlier, but that's the one thing that I'm kind of like, so you're telling me by the end of the season that your excuse, because there's always going to be a scapegoat. Anytime there's a season where, you know, it goes left, it's not a winning season, there's always going to be that guy that takes the rap for it. You know, guys that can be candidates for that, which is, I don't think is deserving of, could be a Patrick Graham if the defense doesn't play well. Patrick Graham could be that guy.
He's been here for a minute, though. I mean, he's been here for a cool minute.
Exactly. And then, you know, Pete Carroll, you know, he's a defensive-minded coach, so he doesn't care if he gets rid of a Patrick Graham because that's his forte.
That's his
that's
thing,
him.
Yeah.
So he has no problem, whatever, getting rid of that part of the coaching staff. And then if it comes down to the offensive line in the offense, they just signed Chip Kelly to one of the highest paying deals in the NFL. So I don't think they're going to get rid of him. Pete is not going to fire his son. And that's just to keep it real, bro. He's not going to fire his son, even if it's terrible, because you know what he's going to say is we need to upgrade some talent. We need to make this a priority is to upgrade the offensive line and get some offensive line prospects in there. We need to develop room and da-da-da. I'm telling you, bro, that's what's going to happen. He's going to blame the talent. He's going to blame the talent over coaching. He's not going to keep it real and be like, you know what? There's a talent issue in certain spots, but there's also a coaching issue as well.
Which to a degree, like, it's not all the way a lie, right? It's not like we can't keep it real there, and that's where it gets sticky. That's where shit get tricky, because now, like, this is where I feel like it's our job now, Pharaoh and content creators. It's our job. We have to show the way to sift through the bullshit, sift through it. You feel what I'm saying? Because yes, what he is saying is 100% true. It is the talent. It is. But at the same time, we also know that y'all motherfuckers ain't doing your job either. Two things can be true. It don't have to be just one. It is. Because when we look at Dylan Parham, when we look at Alex Kappa, we know they suck. We look at Meredith, right? Like, we know he's not comfortable as center. We can see that. So you're right about that, coach, if that's what you want to say. But we can also say your son don't know what the fuck he doing either. So all of that can 100%, again, 1 + 1 will equal 2 at the end of the day. So it's all the same. You feel what I'm saying? Just like I was talking about Jeanty. Some of it can be him tiptoeing. A lot of it can be the offensive line being ass. Two things can be true.
But you know what? But I'm gonna give Jeanty way more of a longer leash. Like, I'm gonna give him more room to grow.
For sure. Because
he's a younger player. He's still figuring it out. It's still the NFL. Like, it don't matter. Like, Jeanty was picked at number 6. And I understand that running backs come in as an easier transition compared to other positions, but he is a rookie. He's still learning it, and he came into a situation where the offensive line was terrible. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's terrible.
See, I don't have that much like thing about him, bro. I don't have that much negativity towards him.
And it's so hard for me to even, like, I don't know, maybe you could speak to this. Like, is it hard for you to, like, evaluate a running back in a situation where there's no blocking?
Yes and no. Like, yes and no. Because, like, at that position, again, like, that position is all about, like, what you can do in space. Like, and we've seen it already. That's why, again, I'm not going to continuously, like, oh, what the fuck? Because I know what time it is with this offensive line. And when he does get into space, it's been multiple instances where we either seen him lower his shoulder or he's made somebody miss. So at this point, like, I know he can do that at this level in the league. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's not even a concern. The concern is just the fact that how we on screen knew what time it was, bro. Like, we knew. Yep, couldn't stop a 40-year-old QB on the edge. Nope, not at all. We knew what time it was with this offensive line, bro. Like, we all pretty much, like, 45% of the fan base was saying, like, this offensive line is fucked off. Like, we shouldn't do this. Right. But again, here we are. We just had to have it. Now, there are some people rationalizing, saying, like, you had to take Jeanty because there's not going to be another running back that comes out that you just never know, right? You never know who's the next this, who's the next that, which it could be true. Like, it could be true. But then it's like, bro, as running back, bro, there's always another. You feel me? Like, there's always, as a running back for sure, there's always going to be another. I mean, look at the motherfucker at Notre Dame. Right now, look at him. Like, that motherfucker's hard. He's cold. He's tough.
Is he coming out this year?
He's coming out this year. He's nice, dog. There's the motherfucker from Michigan. He's cold. He's nice, dog. Like, bro, there's multiple. And I'm not saying they're Jeanty level nice, but I'm saying, like, as running backs, bro, there are guys that you can get that can do the job. For sure. Right now, they may not be Ashton Jeanty. Right now, again, Quinshon Judkins may not be the prospect that Ashton Jeanty was, correct? But at the same time, this Caleb Rogers ain't the same fucking prospect that Armand Membu is either, is he? So then at that point, bro, we can fuck around and say, well, it's just better to probably take this offensive line talent that's not over there and get somebody. He's not Jeanty's level as a prospect, but the motherfucker's right here, and look what he just did today. So it's like,
look, I'm gonna give them benefit of the doubt. Like, they knew that their offensive line issues or the offensive line was a problem, and they probably were like, you know what, we can coach them up. But if at worst they're not good, we still get someone that we wanted to get and we didn't want to reach, and we felt like we couldn't get the same talent later in the draft, even though we feel like it. That's how they felt. They felt like they couldn't get a running back to the same level of Ashton Jeanty, and they felt like they would have reached at a different position compared to a prospect at Ashton Jeanty. Basically, Spytek played it safe, is what I'm trying to say. Like, he played it safe by going for a guy like Ashton Jeanty, because you don't want to be the guy that, let's say, if Ashton Jeanty, for example, goes to another team and he balls out, and then you go after a Membu who has all the traits, but there might be a little bit of developmental factor, and if he doesn't develop, and then Ashton Jeanty is just, it's just gonna look bad. Everybody gonna always bring it up. But I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and see how they were thinking.
Get that,
because I'm because I'm trying to make sense of it. I'm like, bro, like, we don't have, like, why didn't we go at other positions? But they felt like Jeanty was a guy. I'm sure a lot of it had to do with Pete Carroll. He wanted his quarterback. He got it in Geno. He wanted a running back. He got that in Jeanty. You heard Antonio Pierce. I know the guy that we shall not name no more, but we heard him talk about, Pete Carroll, and talk about, like, man, he got his quarterback, he got his running back, kind of what I wanted. That's what AP was saying. And what he was implying was that he didn't get his quarterback and he didn't get his running back, was a Josh Jacobs, get re-signed. So that's a big thing for head coaches to have in order for them to win. But right now it's not equaling to winning. And to be fair too, it's after a loss, but there is only 14 games left. There's 14 games left. There's 14 games left.
Sadly.
There's 14 games left, but it feels like we're approaching the first quarter of the season, and we're kind of seeing what this team for what it is. So even though there's a lot of games left, we're like, is this really going to get better?
There could be a situation where, like, you catch stride. Look, the Bears just got 52 points hung on the dome, and then they won today, put 35, right? Like, so there can be a situation where it is. My only issue is, like, the problems that we do have. Like, yes, some of it is coaching. So it's like, how does that change, right? Like, where does that change? And then two, it's like important personnel. You know what I mean? Like, Parham is not getting taken out. He's important personnel. He continuously sucks. We look over Meredith. He has to try. We gotta hope he gets better. But Kappa, if they don't put JPJ in, then Kappa, there we go. We look at this D line, right? If somebody does not dramatically improve, where's the pressure coming from? That's where my question, like, that's where I get worried, because, like, we can't fix that shit in this 14-week span. You know what I mean? Like, unless somebody on the squad right now dramatically improves and catches fire, we can't fix that in the 14-week span. We just gonna have to roll through it. And we can probably get away with it in certain parts, but I don't know.
It sucks because in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I kind of knew like, all right, this offensive line is gonna need some time to gel. They literally had position battles go on, and they haven't had a chance to all play with each other. So that means that pause, you know. Oh. But they haven't really had a chance. they really had a chance to play, right? So
right.
I knew that it was going to take maybe 3 to 4 games until they gelled. But then when you kind of start Kappa, you know, JPJ getting hurt with the concussion, I get it. He got hurt. But when he's healthy and he's out there, he's ready to go, and you start Kappa again, that kind of sets the gelling back a little bit.
It does, yeah, and this is my problem with it, bro. That was
exactly, bro. Yeah, no, and that's my point. Is I just feel like it just sets it back a little bit, especially if you're going to continue.
It's going to, because now we got to take now it's got to take more time to learn tendency of the player next to you. Now the only good thing is that it's not like it's a combination we didn't fucking see before. And what's going to really make me mad is if, like, say we get to, like, I can see it now, Pharaoh, and so far, bro, I have not been wrong about my O-line predictions. I've, like, looked back at some of my shows. I have not been wrong. So I hope I am wrong about this one. But I can see it now. We're going to get to fucking week 11, and then they're going to put JPJ at center. Then they're going to put Meredith at right guard. But by then, guess what? It's too late. It's too late. We've already fucked off our chances of playoffs and all the extra, which, I mean, I didn't think we was going to make it anyway. But, you know, and now all of a sudden it's week 10, and then they make the switch. And now all of us are going to sit here and be like, dog, this is what should have been the lineup from week 1. But, you know, we're just fans. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Nah, I hear you, bro, because I think that, like, some of it is like, sometimes it feels like they got a lot of ego. Like too much pride. They don't want to admit that they're wrong, and they you know, it is what it is, and we kind of can see it for what it is. We're kind of surprised by it. It took, and I'm sure they knew that a little bit. Maybe they didn't, but it just feels like they're overthinking it. They should have just had JPJ at center, but it doesn't seem like they're going to change that. And I feel like this Alex Kappa situation is kind of weird. And to be honest with you, the biggest problem on the offensive line, man. I never knew. I think this is like the worst that Parham has ever played. This got to be like this got to be the worst that he's ever played. I just feel like I'm noticing him a lot more not blocking somebody, like just tapping someone on the
dog. Like it's wild to me. Dixon Sider says I'd trade a draft pick just to get rid of Parham. You're 100% right. And I've already said it on my show, bro. But it's starting. I'm gonna find a way to do some of these fancy graphics y'all got. But I'm starting. It's gonna be like a New Year's ticker for how long until Parham hits free agency. I can't take it no more. I can't wait. It's like the ball drops for a new year when he hits free agency, dog. I cannot wait. But for me, first of all, I see Johnny over there. He asked a question. He said, "How many games did I said 8. I said 8 games. Now even looking 8 games seems silly.
I said 7. I said 7.
Even that shit seemed lofty.
And I said 8 at best, 9 games at best, and I said 7.
Yeah, bro.
But now I'm like, but it's early. It's early, you know what I mean? But it's just
it is.
We're talking like after a loss, but you know
we're already losing games. I mean, go ahead. Yeah,
let me just address this super chat, man. Hey, man, appreciate it. Hold on, let me hook you up real quick. Appreciate the super chat space. He says, I said Pharaoh was sour. My bad. It's worse. Did I miss it? Maybe that was from earlier, man. I'm trying to catch up with the chat, man. Y'all going crazy, man. Appreciate the support. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're going live on both our channels. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to both, as well as hit the like button and notification bell so you'll be notified for any live shows and new content, all that good stuff. But hey, man, appreciate the super chat, my guy Tyler.
Man, appreciate it, Tyler.
There you go, man. Appreciate it. But
and look, I see enamel red, right? And this real quick before you even move on. This is the problem, and this is why I'm saying, as fans, we just have to recognize what it is and we have to start being like Philly or like some of these other fan bases, because you know what, we're Raider Nation, but even as a fan base, bro, let's just call it the obvious. Pharaoh, you can tell me if I'm lying, and you can say if you disagree. we've become soft. We soft as a fan base too. We give out these motherfucking Raider scholarships, and we put on these Raider goggles, and we put mid players on pedestals, right? And we continuously give players chances that we know are not good. And this is not a shot at you, Enamel Red. It's just to point out a point, right? Because you brought something out. Enamel Red said we have to move Parham to the right guard, right? And let Meredith play left guard. Answer me, Pharaoh. Where did Parham play last year? Where did he play the year previous? Was it not right guard already? Yeah. Did he not come in the draft when McDaniels drafted him and they said, oh, he can play center? And now, bro, that's 3 positions we done had this man in. As a fan base, bro, we got to start understanding when motherfuckers like this start coming through the door and they start revolving through positions like this, we have to get them the fuck out of here. What I always say, bro, hand them the pink slip. Get them on out, bro.
I'll say I blend in on that's coaching too a little bit.
It's all of it. It's all of it. But
because you're not letting the player develop, bro. You got to put him at a certain position. That's why I had a problem with moving JBJ to guard because I'm like, bro, like what are y'all like?
But see that right there is coaching. What you're saying with JBJ is coaching. With Parham
is coaching too.
No, but with Parham, this is the thing. He wasn't good at right guard, so they said, okay, we got to move him to left guard.
No,
that was the whole thing.
If you remember in his rookie year, he played well at right guard until they made a change midseason. Not because he wasn't playing well, it's because they were trying to accommodate the offensive line because the offensive line as a whole, look at it's a common theme here. Offensive line has been a problem for years. But offensive
100%.
line, they try to accommodate kind of what they're doing. To your point earlier about moving JPJ from center to guard, they were doing the same thing with Parham. He right off the gate he was playing well at right guard. Then just because for whatever reason they're trying to shake things up because the offensive line wasn't blocking or getting the job done, they move Parham to left guard. They moved,
but then they moved him back again. So like last year they moved him back again, and that's what I remember
and that's
the
my
talk.
point. And that's my point.
But everybody said like, hey. He's back at right guard. So this is his natural position, right? That's what everybody said. This is the same thing we've seen. They're literally saying the exact same thing we said last year. This is like his natural position. He should be better this year. And this is the now look. Now, yes, it can be coaching, honestly, because we've had like upteenth a million coaches up to this point. So what scheme can they really grasp onto? So then that's 100%. And then when you get in here, you got motherfuckers like Pete who want to switch the positions around all of a sudden, right? Every coach has his different philosophy. So now here we are. So it can be some of that too, because we always do this with players. But, it's to this point now, whatever the reason is, where now it's like, we just got to let some of these dudes walk and do what they do.
Right. No, and I hear you on that. I'm just saying that it ultimately, we can also talk about how coaching has been an issue because when you have new coaches come in, when you have coaching staffs that are like switching players from this position to another, and they're young players, you're kind of messing up their development. You're not letting them stay at one position and actually let them become good or great at that position. You're constantly moving them around. And a guy like Parham, he showed early on at right guard, he was playing well. I swear, like I wouldn't be lying to you. He was. Then they start moving around, and then the rest is history. And then I know you said they brought him back to right guard, but at that point, you develop bad habits. You over here overthink. Whatever Parham is going through right now, he's not playing well. This is the worst that I've ever seen him play. Like to the point where I'm noticing him on the telecast. Like I'm like, man, like this dude.
And see, that's why it's to the point now where it's like, and once we do this to players, and like you said, it could be coaching, and we could be doing this to players. But either way, once it gets to this point, we have to let that go. And now it's like, if that's the case, when do we draft players? When do we like start acquiring players and giving them confidence? Because right now there's nobody that can get signed. There's nobody that can get drafted here. And there's no shining example to be like, man, the Raiders really blossomed that dude and really helped his career. Like, I really want to go there to help my career. Or like, damn, I can't wait to be drafted there, bro. Like they really develop X, Y, and Z over there, man. I know I can't wait to go over there and really get to work. No player saying that shit no more. Nobody. Because it's not true.
Johnny makes a point here. He says you can coach all you want. If the players suck, he sucks. Yeah. Yeah. No, talent matters. Talent definitely matters. I'm not saying that too, but I would say I would say and we've used this analogy with me and Severe. We use this analogy with the offensive line that the coaching the offensive line will set the floor of the running game, and then the ceiling of the running game will be on the running back.
Yeah,
I would say coaching is the floor. They can set the floor to the team, but the ceiling is the talent of the player. And I feel like the players, obviously, that's an important ingredient. You got to have good players. I get that. But if you're moving around players and you're moving them from different positions and players that played well at another position, you're coming in, you're doing that, and we're looking at the results, and they're not. What are you doing at this point? And that's my ultimate point is that, like, you right now, you recognize that what they're doing with JPJ is on coaching. I'm just saying that, like, this is a common theme with coaches in general with the Raiders, because when you constantly you're getting new guys in the building, when you're constantly, trying to dibble and dab and change another player from another position and it doesn't work, and then you try to go back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, I'm seeing history repeat itself with a guy like JPJ. I don't know what's going on with him and the Raiders coaching staff, but all I know is that we seen last year that he was solid at center. He wasn't perfect at guard, but he was solid at center. When he came in, I felt like the offensive line improved. And then this season, we're like, oh, okay, going into the offseason, we got our starting center. We got JPJ. JPJ's over here talking about, like, I'm going to meet Geno in Florida, and I'm going to work out with them, and we're going to get to get that chemistry that, that quarterback from center handoff on point. And then we get to training camp. Oh, it's a battle going on. 1 week later, it's not no battle no more. Meredith has the center position. The rest is history. And now we're questioning if we're going to see JPJ in the starting lineup. Alex Kappa, a guy that, how long is he going to be a Raider? He's on a 1-year deal. Like, what's the point of having Kappa out there?
Kappa's on a 2-year deal, sadly. But
he's on a 2-year deal.
Yeah,
That's even uglier, man.
And he's making he's actually making some nice chunk of change. Honestly, bro, and it came to my mind as you were speaking. That's why I had this facial expression. That's why it's like the light bulb just clicked for me. We should have known that the development on this team, because we've been talking about development. We should have known that right now the coaching staff development on this team was fucked off after they released Malott. After they released Malott, all of us fans should have known that something ain't right with the way that they're developing and coaching these players. The whole reason I say that is because why the fuck did you draft him? Why did you draft Malott?
Oh my God.
Knowing that he needs development, right? Knowing he needs development, why would you draft him and then release him saying, it's not what we need right now? And the only reason I say that is because that's a common theme with most of these players. That's the argument with most of these draft picks. Oh, these motherfuckers need development. Or, man, JPJ needs development. Or like Meredith, he needs development at this position. Where is it coming from? Who's coaching these motherfuckers? Like, who's doing it? That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the common theme right now. It's failing. So to Pharaoh's point, the coaching staff is failing us to the point where they got so cocky and arrogant in their ability to coach up and develop these players that shit's not working. Whatever they're doing, it's not working. You feel what I'm saying? Pete talking about he learned this, he learned that, he got new techniques. Them techniques that he learned, boy, take them shits back. Take them back. Go back to the Seattle playbook, bro. Go back to the USC days. Something. Whatever the fuck you learned, somebody was telling you the wrong info.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, where's the development, dog? Rodgers inactive. Right. We knew Grant, but your 2 D tackles inactive. And again, the alarm bell should ring off to the fans, dog. We have one of the best D-line coaches in the league. If he sits there and tells y'all these motherfuckers got to be inactive, they're not good right now. They're not. So then that's on Spytech. But then again, all the other people, Besh, right? Fucking over there. Now who else? Porter directly falls on fucking Pete Carroll's shoulders. Directly. You picked that motherfucker and you told us you knew what corners are. You knew what corner. So he directly falls on fucking Pete's shoulders. No matter how you slice it, Porter is on Pete. That's on you. But now we go for Bash and real talk, everybody, ladies and gents. Only 2 of our draft picks have played so far, for real. 2. Porter plays special teams here and there.
Don't worry, they gonna play. They gonna play at some point. You know what I mean?
I hope so, bro. I hope so.
They gonna play. But
I don't know what's up with the development, bro. They told us something. We got it. We're developing people. We should have known after they released Malott. You feel what I'm saying? And Cam Miller. They didn't give a fuck about no development. They lied to your face again. Another lie. Motherfuckers continue to lie.
Yeah, man. Man, and it's crazy too because that second rounder with Besh, like hopefully Besh could be a healthy contributor this season and he could step up, he get more snaps and we could see what he can do. But man, when that second round hit and I seen the Raiders are trading back and I seen Will Johnson on the board, I'm like, Will Johnson would be nice. But then he got taken up and I'm like, okay, maybe we could take a guard here. And I was looking at offensive line. I'm like, maybe we could take an offensive line here. And then one of the guards that I wanted, who when we were doing the mock drafts, he was available in the 3rd round, but the Lions ended up taking him. I'm trying to remember his name, but the Lions end up taking off the guard in the 1st round. But what I'm saying is that the Raiders could have obviously took an offensive lineman.
Oh, higher for sure, way higher,
definitely higher. But instead they wanted to go for a Jack Besh. And right now we're not seeing that. And then the crazy thing is they don't want to pay Myers. They don't want to pay Myers. They don't
want to play Jack Besh.
So now like you're in a situation where Myers is playing like he deserves first of all, he deserves a contract. He's playing well. But now like you're not going to pay one of the best parts of the offense. And now you're going to put all this pressure on Jack Besh, who you better give him snaps right now so he can develop some confidence and get some type of role, like develop a role here. So then like if you don't end up paying Myers going into next season, he's not going in there where he feels like a whole lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Like if Myers is gonna dominate, which it looks like every game he's playing well, and Jack Besh doesn't get any snaps. You don't give him an opportunity. Now you're gonna put a whole lot of pressure for him to, pick up the slack where Myers. It's not going to work, bro. It's like, man, it's crazy. But look, just to be on the pot, look, because I know we've been kind of like down after a loss and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, there's like 14 games left. There's plenty of time for the Raiders to figure it out. Hopefully they make some adjustments. We don't foresee them making any adjustments too much on the offensive line. The only thing that we can bet on.
That's the sad part is, bro.
Yeah, the only thing that we can hope is maybe the offensive line gel, but it's crazy though when you see like the look of the offensive coaches in the booth. I don't know if you've seen that. You caught that when watching the game.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Chip just slamming his fist on the table, and Joe Philbin, a senior offensive assistant, and the guy that was coaching the offensive line when they end up firing, I think James Craig last year with all the offensive assistants last year.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that he was disgusted. So it's gonna be interesting to see, like,
and these dudes want to run the football, bro. Like these are 2 dudes that want to run the football, want to be physical, and it's probably killing them that they cannot do that.
Run the football, protect the quarterback. I mean, like,
all of
man, they want to do all that, and it was after a play where Geno gets sacked right up the middle because Bobby Wagner like blitzes, and like Parham is nowhere to be found.
2 weeks in a row where he just like he looks at him and he goes and he blocks grass. I don't care what anybody tells me, bro. There's nobody coaches if that's what they're coaching, because now that's 2 straight weeks, right? So now that's 2 straight weeks, Pharaoh. So now we got to ask ourselves, okay, is Parham that ass? Is he blind? Or is this being taught? Is this being coached? Because it's the same thing for 2 straight weeks, right? So it's not like now we have to start asking ourselves, bro, like, what are you doing in film sessions? What are you teaching these motherfuckers where he gets to look at a blitzing linebacker and Olay? And does he just, if he's supposed to leave him for the running back? Like, what's the word here? That's why I'm saying, bro, like, it's starting to get hard because now it's like the coaching is intermixing with the players being trash too. So now
Tate
it's
Ratledge.
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah,
It is Tate Ratledge.
Tate Ratledge. Hold on one second. But salute to everybody pulling on. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Yeah, man, it's gonna be tough. I mean, do you put any like, do you criticize a little bit? I know we talked about the offensive line talent on the team, but is there anything? Are you looking at Chip Kelly with a side eye a little bit?
A little bit, yeah, because he's not like, we're not calling plays to get people involved. We're not being super innovative to get people involved. Now, there are probably things that he feels like he can't do because of the offensive line, but it's like, you know, and it's, you know, I want to see us run a screen, but now the more that I keep saying that and the more that I watch us, it's like, we can't get no fucking screen game going. No, we can't do that. Our offense, like our offensive line sucks, y'all. Like, I know a lot of us out here want Jeanty to catch screens and all that extra shit, but let's be real, bro. Let's really think about Alex Kappa trying to get out there in front of fucking linebackers and DBs. Like, come on now. It's not. Let's be real, bro. It's not gonna work. We can't do it. So that's probably why we ain't seeing that. I would like to see us probably be more creative, getting Jeanty out in space a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Be more creative underneath. I would like us to be a little bit more creative underneath.
There was one time where they went like, I think it was like a 3rd and 1. It might have been a 3rd down where they went kind of empty set and they kind of split Jeanty out wide, but then they end up like motioning him back. So he really
immediately said, like, we're running the ball. Hey, we're running the ball. Like, as soon as he comes back, you might as well just fucking shout that shit out to the defense, dog. Like, it's so predictable. But it's like, how much trickery can we do? How much play action can we do? We know good and damn well we know we can't run the ball. So it's like, who's gonna fall for the play action? Nobody's gonna fall for that shit.
Yeah, facts, Severe, man. We've been talking about it all off season. We kept it real, man, from the get-go, man. But you know, we try to be optimistic, but at the end of the day, we call it like we see it. And it's funny, we released the clip today, and that was like literally like before the preseason or during the preseason, like the first preseason game. We're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be. You know, we had our questions. Yeah. You know, you could look at it on paper, but then when you see it on the field and you see like, yeah, this is not what it's supposed to be. This is not how it's supposed to look. 100%. I don't, you know, and then you got to question some of the hirings because look, man, like that offensive line coach is an important hire, man. You cannot get that wrong, bro. You cannot get that wrong. We could talk about the talent. Man. Yeah.
Fucked it up. It's like, he was just like, hey, son, bro, you trying to come over here, man? Now, look, in certain times, look, I'm not going to say it's bad all the way. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody that is just blaming this shit on nepotism, like, let's keep it real, bro. Like,
I still got hope, man. I still got hope.
Everybody that's just blaming this shit on nepotism, let's for real keep it a bean. There are multiple guys in the league. There's like damn near half the league is coaching families. So, like, we can't really say that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're good, you're good. It's just a simple fact that his son is ass. That's just the problem. Like, we all knew it. Yeah. Like, if it was fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. Look around.
Hire someone that's qualified. Who's qualified?
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like, look around the Shanahans, all these extra people like that have been in the league for a while. There are families around. It's just the fact that your son's not qualified. That's okay to say that.
Or he's not good.
It's not good. He's not fucking good. You know. If he was somebody else, for sure.
Look, it's 14 games left. I'm definitely gonna be paying attention. I want to see things get better. If things don't get better, then you got to question everything.
Yeah. No, if Tom Brady nor Pete Carroll can fix this shit, where do you go? What do you do, bro? Like, what else? What the fuck else are we supposed to do? Like,
that look right there, that was one of those, like, whew.
There's no other steps, bro, to take, dog. There's no other steps to take. This is where I said, I'm going to go ahead and shut up because I know we got to get out of here in a minute, bro. But this is where I said this in the group chat earlier. I wholeheartedly believe this. Y'all older fans, I don't want to hear shit from y'all. Any of y'all that experienced playoff wins or Super Bowls, y'all must have did something. Back in the day, y'all must have cursed us in some way for us to be like this, dog. Al must have did something. Al must have sold his soul, whatever he did, You feel what I'm saying? To have the Raiders get them 3 Super Bowls, the repossession is coming now, I guess. Whatever the hell he did, dog, we are fucked off for the last, I think, 25 years. I done had a son in this time frame, and I'm very scared that my son will probably graduate high school before he sees this team do something, dog. That is scary to me.
Yeah, no, I hear you, bro. I just look, for me, I didn't have a whole lot of expectations because I seen it for what it was. I try to buy in a little bit. Maybe I'm like, okay, maybe this coaching staff, I underrated them a little bit because I looked at like Pete Carroll. I'm like, he has the experience. I like Patrick Graham as defensive coach, even though he doesn't have a lot to work with. It was a short week. They just got out coached and outplayed on a short week. They went on the West Coast. They looked like a team that was coming from the West Coast to the East Coast. And they just got outplayed the entire game, at the end of the day. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back next week against the Bears. Bears won today. I think they won, they put up like 35.
Yeah, they put belt the ass to the Cowboys today.
Hey, Severe, I don't know if you're watching. That was my upset win, by the way, man. We do our weekly pick'em games.
Okay.
And that was my upset pick right there. But yeah, man. So it's gonna be interesting how they bounce back against the Bears team next week. And if usually because look at the Bears. They got 52 dropped on them a week before this game.
Yeah, they don't usually those type of games.
Yeah, usually they bounce back. So that's what I'm expecting next week. Is they're gonna bounce back, but we'll see. It's gonna be a long season.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
you better, because if you don't,
yeah.
Hey, bro, the Colts are 3-0 right now. Let's just say that that's not gonna be no easy game,
Bruh, it's not, bruh. Cause look, the way Cliff Kingsbury had that offense just moving, it just felt like the running game was going, and Steichen.
They're going to run the shit out the ball.
The way Jonathan Taylor has been playing this season, he's playing like the best running back in the NFL right now. Like, he's serving.
They're going to run the shit out the ball. And not only that, bro, Titans aren't an easy game either, right? They're not an easy game. Like, I know they're wishy-washy, but their D-line, the way our O-line is playing, their D-line is going to get with us. Like, that's going to happen. And then, of course, nobody in here, I don't give a fuck how bad the Chiefs are. Nobody should be any type confident about any Chiefs game. So automatically dub that shit as an L in your mind. So now, if you don't win next week, I don't know when you do. Because after you come back off the bye, Pharaoh, this is supposed to be the easy part of the schedule, nonetheless, mind you. This is supposed to be the easy part of the schedule where we get to catch rhythm. If you don't win this shit right here, hey. Get the mock drafts out, baby. Get the mock drafts out.
Definitely. Omar in the building, man. Appreciate the super chat, my guy, man. Appreciate the support. He says, it's Bum Davis. Since he took over, we've been the worst team in the NFL. Also, our drafting have been bad regardless of GM, coach, and bust. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's been for the last, it's been a while. Anytime the Raiders have had success, they've had a good draft. The most success I would say they had was probably that 2016 year, the last 20 years.
That was a good draft. Yeah, that's because we had a good draft.
We had a good draft in that 2014, and then that 2016 year. If you look at why that team was good, they had one of the best offensive lines in football.
100%. They was keeping it
so the Raiders needed to take a page out of that, and that's going to take time. Hopefully if they can just get to average, if they can get average play out of this offensive line, then we can see some of that run game get going. And if we get some of that run game going, and then that's going to make even that play action even better. And we might see more explosive plays, but these are things that we got to see before we even assume that it's going to happen. So just hopefully it starts next week, man.
Yeah, and this, before we get out of here, bro, let's not do the blaming Mark Davis again. What the hell do we want him to do? He brought in Pete Carroll and fucking Tom Brady, bro. You goddamn right. I'm with fucking Asia Wilson wearing a pink wig. Fuck this team. Fuck it, bro. What else am I supposed to do, dog? I done brought in the football minds, and we still lose like this, you goddamn right. I better see Mark Davis over there shining with Asia Wilson. This motherfucker just won MVP. More than I've ever seen with this team right here. Yes, sir. Take your picture, Mark. Do you?
Severe got a question for you. He says, if we only win 5 games, do we fire Pete?
That'd be funny. Because why the fuck did we fire AP? Never mind, bro. Never mind. No.
Look. If last year we won 4 games, if we win less games this year, do we fire Pete?
Less?
That's such a big a failure to the point where like you gotta question.
It is.
You gotta
because
question
everybody
everything.
says AP is the worst coach we've had in the last. Like he's Art Shell 2.0 and all that.
Yeah.
And Pete loses less games than that. Where do you go? Where do you go from there? What do you do?
Shout out to coach. He says I'm out on this season. Now we've been out, bro. Hey, come on, stop lying. You haven't been in on this season this entire season, so
yeah.
Like what? We're being real.
Honestly, Pharaoh, like if he does get fired, like where do we go? What's the direction, bro? Like
look, in my opinion, I feel like they should go younger at a coach. We should get a younger coach. Think outside of the box. I feel like, to be honest, we didn't have a lot of options.
But do you keep Spytek though? That's the problem. Do you keep Spytek?
You have to though. You have to.
And now then we gonna go see. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it if they do it. But then it's like how it works with the fucking coach and GM synergy. Like it's like now we got to find somebody that Spytek works with and he likes. But then again, do we even know if he can pick a coach? We don't know what time it is with him.
But I don't think they should fire Pete though after one season. I'm not even.
Me either.
I'm not saying that because I do think it's a problem if you're constantly changing coaching staffs constantly. He at least got to be here for like 2 to 3 years. But
let him have next year. Yeah.
But the thing with Pete is just like you just look at his age and be like he could just right when the season ends be like, I want to. Okay, it's time. I'm done. You know what I mean? Like I'm done with football. Like he's
maybe I don't have it anymore.
Exactly. You know, we'll see.
But then that's the case. Like, if we do that, there's nowhere. Like, where the hell do we go? And I can see that happening, bro. I can see that happening. But then if that happens, like, where do we go? You know, what do we do? It's gonna have to be Patrick Graham probably on the fly or some shit like that. And
nah. If Patrick Graham would have to coach his defense to be like top 15, top 10, or something like that, and then maybe.
That's what I've said. But yet people continuously want to make him the next head coach.
It's just reality. I think. They're not going to want to go that route. I feel like they want to go offensive coach more than defensive coach because that's where the league is headed. Like, look at Pete Carroll. Look at what Tom Brady was trying to do. Who was the guy that he wanted to get so bad? Ben Johnson.
Yeah. I think that's the move, man. And then as soon as we do get that coach, everybody got to go, bro. I mean, like you said, we got to tear it down to and this is the sad reality. Max don't have to go nowhere for real. Colton, you keep on to. Right? If you were smart, at this point, we don't know what the fuck's going to go on with JPJ if we were smart. we don't know what's going to go on with JPJ if we were smart, but realistically, bro, we got to tear down to the studs, man. We got to tear down to the studs, bro, and like really, really and fire sale it, man, and actually rebuild how we're supposed to.
Man, salute to Mr. Raider Nation, man, in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through and supporting the show. He says Mark Davis is trying to bring in the greats. Not sure why we are doing this poorly. Look, it's gonna take time, man. I don't know. I know why people were like. I understand why people would be frustrated, but like I said earlier, man, it's all about expectations. I didn't really have high expectations on the season. Now you can make an argument that they try to sell something to fans, like they're gonna try to win, but in reality, they didn't have the pieces to win. They don't. They just don't. Like if you just look at the teams, it's just they don't have enough firepower. They don't have enough talent on this team. And then you got to start questioning some of the coaching staff. So you combine that a little bit, you be like, yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen right here. If they can at least develop some of the players that they drafted, some of the guys that were inactive today, some of the guys that who have a role with this team, it seems like a Dante Thornton and Besh and guys like that, and Maybe they can get one of the young offensive linemen some PT this season, get them some snaps, I should say. Then I feel like that's a win. And then you build off this year, and then you go into next season, have a really good off season. The next year looks good. I know people don't want to hear that, and I've been saying that I kind of been saying that during the off season, right before the season started. I didn't have that much expectation, but that's the problem though. Is everybody has this expectation that they're gonna do something and go to the playoffs. I'm like, I understand Pete has that resume. He comes with that like, oh, I've won a Super Bowl and I've won 10 games, and that's on him too, because that's what he talked about when he got the job.
Right. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bro, it's just gonna take time, bro. It's just gonna take time until they build that offensive line, until that can be solidified, and then and not even just the offensive line, the defensive line. The defensive line, bro. Like, we got questions there too.
Hey,
outside of Max.
I'll tell you what. We'll end it and we can end it off here if you want. But Pete did his job. You wanna know why? He knew it was fucked off. He did his job to sell them wolf tickets for week 2, to get them concession prices and shit up, man. Hey, the money that they made in week 2 weekend alone, the money that Mark made and the money that the Raiders done made alone in week 2 is enough to set us up for the rest of the weekend. He had to get y'all nice and ready, nice and good, for y'all to buy all them tickets and season opener shits and get all excited. But now we right back to reality. So everybody, again, and I'll end it here. I don't want to hear nobody saying shit about no home field advantage. We all know why there's not a home field advantage. Let's not act all surprised and shit later on in the year when there are more other fans than there are Raider fans, bro. Don't act surprised. You know why. Who the fuck is going to spend their hard-earned money to watch this team? Why would I do that? Dog, like, you feel me? I could spend, how much are tickets, Pharaoh? You probably know better than me. How much are tickets?
Man, at least $300, and that's like nosebleeds.
And that's each, correct? That's each. Why in the fuck am I gonna spend close to $2,000 per weekend? Right? Because that's including the room and food and all the extra shit. Why the fuck am I spending $2,000 to watch my team get their ass whooped? For what?
Yeah.
Why, bro? Like, I could spend $2,000 on some shit that I enjoy. The shit that makes me feel good. Hell no, I'm not gonna do that, bro. No, sirree. So nobody get to talking to me about home field advantage and all that other shit. I don't blame nobody, not one bit, for spending that type of bread. Not one bit.
Yeah. But hey, like I said, man. Hey, look. For me, it's about the young talent. I want to see it develop. I want to see some improvement. Hopefully, we get to see that this season, and we're gonna see that start next week. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We went live on both our channels, so if you ain't subscribed to both, definitely do that. Definitely hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. We appreciate everybody pulling up. Any last thoughts before we head out?
I might do a live tomorrow morning. Y'all know, I usually do like a morning after rundown for some of the people that either didn't catch tonight. So might do that. Mike trying to get me to watch the film tomorrow, but I don't know, man. I'm depressed. I can't even fucking put my eyes on it. My hat, but that's probably going down tomorrow. So make sure y'all tap in. Just closing remarks, bro. Like, love all of y'all, bro. I always say it, just because the Raiders don't do their job, don't mean we got to be shitty at our job too, bro.
Let the people know. Let the people know where they can find you and what to look forward to outside of the obviously tomorrow show.
Right. Find me at the Raider Rundown on YouTube, at Raider Rundown 4 on Twitter if you want to chop it up there, or at the Raider Rundown 2 on Instagram if you want to chop it up there. Yeah, but like I say, man, if the Raiders don't do their job, don't mean you ain't got to do yours, man. We still move and we still do what we do at the end of the day, man. As creators, as fans, feel me? But maybe one day they'll actually match the commitment to excellence that the fans have.
Definitely. Yeah, man. Hey, look, man, if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to PharoahNFL, PharoAH NFL. You'll find me all over social media with the same tagline, as well as follow Around the Shield, man. I got Around the Shield on X and on IG. I'm trying to grow that. Definitely go ahead and give me a follow there. And then, tune in this Tuesday, 50-50 show with me and Severe. Definitely tune in for that. And also Around the Shield We're gonna have a dope show this week, and we'll definitely have a guest for y'all to talk about the next team, which is gonna be the Chicago Bears. So definitely tune in for that and look forward to that later this week. And we appreciate everybody pulling up. Before we head out of here, man, I got Mr. Raider Nation, man. Shout out to Rundale, man. Appreciate you pulling up and supporting. My God, man, coming through, man. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, man. Hey, man, we'll see y'all soon, man.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Yep.
Just win, baby.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.